I'm just gonna get into it. I don't need to think too much. Okay, this video is a little the same and a little different. First, I'm gonna talk about this Eddie deck that I've been working on because I think it's really cool. This is Eddie Gordo. He's freaking sweet. Um, in stark contrast to the character in Tekken 8, who's a little fucking goblin. Um, I like this guy. You just play a bunch of moves and you draw cards sometimes. You get to play Ready Shot with a straight face because you pick up Fast Friendship, Resting Up, Desperate Plea, Guardian Angel, and Sleepyhead, which are all crazy good cards. Um, you get to play some cool allies to get off of your Hunter's allies. I might end up turning one of these into the fourth Desperate Plea, but I do like not having a ton of fours in my deck. Because you already got two here. This card's crazy broken. You get to play some of my favorite cards right now being Sleepyhead. I love this card a lot. Fast Friendship. I love this card. I love this card. I like this card. This card's crazy broken. This is the best card in Standard, in my opinion. This one's broken. This one's broken. This one's broken, but you get that everywhere. This one's broken. In this character, this is amazing. I've had multiple games where a game has gone to like turn 4, and you get to go like Overdrive Uppercut, Echo it, Sense Ho on a 5, or like any fortive, like Sense Ho on a 5. Use Godzilla Bio, clear the face down, like Eddie form, Sense Ho ignores, Hunter's Ally, get on Yalkapon, that ignores, and then they block all of those because they're playing a blocking deck. Boom! Thermal Flame on a 5, it's a 9 high 8. Echo it. Boom! Thermal Flame on a 5, it's a 9 high 8. And it gets +3 damage from Eddie minimum, and then you've got your Sleepyheads too. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's the best. I love it. It's so much fun. The deck is named Life Changing Thermal Flame on a 5 for a reason. And then there's no sideboard yet because I'm working on it. But the reason I wanted to talk about this deck is not because I think it's. I mean, I do think it's pretty solid, but it's not like, oh, this is the deck I'm taking to Atlanta. This is currently in the front running for the deck that I'm taking to Atlanta, and I've decided that the way I'm going to decide this is I have a friend. Their name is August, and they're very cool. And they have some medical issues that their insurance does not cover at all. And every once in a while, because I am more privileged than they are, I send them some money to be like, hey, just, as a friend, here is some money to help with your medical issues. And so I'm going to include in the description of this video a link to their GoFundMe. If for every dollar that you donate to my friend August, I will put in what I want to do is like a drawing for the deck I'm going to play at Atlanta. It's going to happen on. I am going to pull up a calendar real quick because I know the vibes of the date that I'm looking at, but I don't remember the actual date. So we'll do it August 28th, which is the Friday before the Jacksonville LC, and that gives me a week to learn how to play the deck. So for every dollar that you donate to my friend, if you screenshot a receipt of it and send me a UVS Ultra list, I will put that many, I guess we'll call it ballots, in a drawing that I'm going to do, and that will be the deck that I play for those LCs and probably for Atlanta. If you have a deck and you're like, I think this deck is really cool, but I'd never take it to a regional, and you want to throw some money towards my friend who could really use it, and also get a chance at having a top 8 regional competitor playing your cool fun deck at an event, at a major event, now's your chance. A couple things I will mention. I'm not going to play a deck if it's like a meme. If you're just going to put 60 blank foundations in a deck, I'm not going to play that, and I'm just going to ignore you. My requirements would be like, it's a deck with a game plan that can reasonably win a game. I'm not saying like this should be a deck that is tuned to beat the meta. If it hard loses to Rodan, that's whatever. Atlanta's going to be my event to just like try and have a good time. And so that's why right now this is my front runner, is because I have a lot of fun with this deck. But I thought this would be a fun way to raise some money for my friend and also uh, get people to send me their cool, fun pet decks. Um, so yeah, if you are at all like, I will say, I, the deck. My concern is more that like people are going to take this in bad faith than people are going to send me abysmally bad decks. If you send me a deck list and I'm like, I like the bones, but I'm going to make a few changes, I will. Whoever wins will have final say. But, or I guess I should say, I will have final say, but whoever wins this drawing will have significant um, input. Like, if you want to send me a Critical Role Ford deck and be like, play this at Atlanta, if I think I can make the Ford deck better, I'm going to try and make the Ford deck better. But I will still do my best to play the Ford deck that you sent me, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, I will be including a link to August GoFundMe in the description. And if you are at all wondering, is my deck in good faith enough, feel free to DM it to me, and I will give you a vibes-based analysis. Um, but that's all I have for this. I guess while we're here, I'm going to talk about the other two decks that I think are really interesting that I've been having fun with, and that's this Kazuya deck. I need to make one change really quick. Oopsie. There we go. This Kazuya deck. This character is awesome. I've been having so much fun with this character. I think he's just a little weak defensively to make up for the fact that his offense can take a little bit. I really do think I'm not close. I shouldn't say I'm not close. I do think there's a lot more work that I want to put into this guy to figure out the angle. But some of the big pluses for this guy, you can start your turn with 0 attacks and win. You can play like 5 moves. Truly, form remove 10 in this guy. All the people in David Court and wherever, when they reviewed these and everybody's like, oh my god, the sky is falling. They removed their King Ghidorah Unleashed and their supersonic flights and their galactic monsters, and they draw 40 cards and they kill you with no attacks. I don't really think that's real in like any other characters. Like right now, I have this as a one of in my like updated for Tech and Rodan list. Um, but I do think in this guy it's very real. I have played games where turn 3 I just go form remove 10 and I pitch like 2 galactic monsters and 2, what is it called, Forbidden Exorcism, and then I go like, I get the counter and I just sit on it, and you ditch a cold fade or whatever you're gonna do. It's normally Superfly Stomp. That card's like crazy in this character. Um, but you ditch whatever, and then you build like 5 foundations and get to hold 5 cards in hand, which is normally bad because like I'm playing 2268, which is not like a low percentage of attacks by any means. It's like a little higher than the average for what I like to play. But it's still like, you're a 6-hander and you're gonna draw hands where you only end up with like 1 or 2 attacks when you're like, oh man, I want to kill him this turn. But this guy lets you do that because you can go like I've played strings where my entire string was played from my exile or with the 2-check from my graveyard, and you don't have to. And then like the last move I played before forming another 2-check was from my hand, and you get to pass it guaranteed because you can Superfly Stomp this thing into your graveyard, and you go Cold Fate, get a heat token to trigger your character to get a counter, and uh, then you Superfly Stomp this thing away if you have enough 2-checks. And then like if you have a 2-check in your hand, you can go like Heat Tackle, and then you hit them with your Cold Fate throw earlier. Purple Roman cancel when they block the Demonic Catastrophe, and if they don't block it, they're taking like 10 damage because you're giving it 3 damage, and you can commit these things for damage. It's so cool. It's such a unique strength point for a character to say like, if I build my deck in the right way, I always have an angle to go in if I want to. It's very unique. and I like it a lot. Thinking about going down on a heat tackle. Notably, this deck is quite high on low blocks. I was thinking about going down on a heat tackle for Trigraph, but this card's just so strong. I really like, and also, originally I was on Void for Mecha Bombardment. I do think Evil is the move, just because getting access, like first of all, the only difference in your attack package, aside from losing out on Ice Sword and Mecha Bombardment, is that you have to play shitty Demon Fist instead of this card. And I think I did not realize just how important the remove 4 cards are going to be for this guy when I first built the deck. I do think you have to be on Evil because this card is so much better than Demon Fist. It's like not even close. And the other deck I was interested in, and this one I've put significantly less work into like updating, but it's Alyssa. Alyssa's very cool. She's really like I think she has some glaring weaknesses into the like prisony decks where especially like I played into Biolante the other day and that matchup was abysmally bad. But there are the good hands turn 2, you check a couple fives, like you can go from 4 foundations to 9 and still have 5 cards in hand and have played like 5 attacks in a turn. It's a little ridiculous. The pop off turns with this character are a little bit like no other. Because they come out so early because like using your character to pass checks for free. Um, it's pretty impressive stuff. Um, and that's about what I got. I don't have a ton to say about this character because like I've played a good number of games with it, but I haven't put too much thought into the character really. In general, for Atlanta, I think being on the Earth symbol or the good symbol, if you're not, first and foremost, I think if you wanted to win, we've got about a month and change. If you started right now, you could get pretty good at Rodan in that time if you really put your nose to the grindstone. And if you wanted to like win the event, I would probably play Rodan or like the Order Mitchell deck. I think is another good pick. Biolante, I would need to test more into those 2 decks, but that character getting to loop Ursine Mites every turn is no joke whatsoever. That card is crazy when you have access to it as much as that character does. And I think those are my big 3, I would say. And then obviously these characters I think are quite good. I will say Kazuya feels solidly like tier 1.5, 1.75. I do think if you wanted to top cut with that character, you would need a pretty good bracket. Um, but I do think the deck is very consistent in what it does and very strong. And same to be said about this one in the Eddie deck. I just haven't tested them enough to make sweeping generalizations. Um, but I think that's about what I've got. These are other decks I was working on that I I really wanted to narrow down. Like I want to play something I had have fun with. So, anyways, yeah. If you if you're looking at this Eddie deck and you're like, yeah, man, that's cool, but my Essek Thelis deck is awesome, and you want to throw $20 to my friend August and get 20 points towards maybe getting me to play it in Atlanta, then by all means. And for those of you who know how much I hate Pony, yes, if you win and you say play Pony, I will play Pony. Um, that's how it works. I've done the poll on occasion, and I think this is a little more interesting to me just because it's obviously more personal and um, also it encourages people to choose something that they have a strong belief in, which is I want to see the decks that people are like either the decks that people are like I can't make it to Atlanta, but I think this is really good, or I can make it to Atlanta, but I'm not playing this dog shit in a regional, but somebody should. Um, that's what I'm here for. So, yeah. If anything you can give is obviously greatly appreciated. If you don't want to do the thing or whatever, that's fine. I'll also be they're an artist. I'll be including a link to their commission info in the description as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Discord or leave a comment. Although I'm really bad at reading comments. But yeah, thank you for watching, and again, anything you can give is greatly appreciated.